Do you keep picking medium? Medium coffee? Mid-priced headphones? The standard plan? Same. And there is a sneaky reason the middle keeps winning. Let's make it obvious so you can spot it the next time a menu tries to steer you. Picture this. You are in a cafe, staring at small, medium, large. Your hand floats to medium before your brain even checks the prices. It just feels safe, like you will not kick yourself later. That feeling is not random. It is designed, and it is predictable. Online, it is the same move. Basic, standard, premium. Standard looks like the smart call. It is not too bare. It is not too fancy. It is the one you can justify if someone asks why. That little voice saying, "Play it safe," is doing a very old thing. The menu often helps it along. Sizes creep up. A giant option appears at the edge. Suddenly, the middle feels just right. You think you chose it. But the menu quietly chose the middle for you. This quirk has a name. Let's call it what it is. This is the compromise effect. When we face extremes, we slide to the middle, even when the middle is not actually the best fit for us. Our brain treats the center as a safe harbor, less chance of regret, easier to defend. Marketers build for it. Good, better, best. A tidy row of 3. The center gets a little glow, sometimes a star next to it. The message is soft but clear. This is what most people pick. You can too. You will be fine. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Price boards, storage tiers, travel bookings, memberships, even sandwich sizes. If there are 3 choices, odds are the middle is dressed up to win. Here is the simple mechanic. The middle is not a fixed spot. It is relative. Slide the endpoints, and the center slides too. If I stretch the top end higher, what used to look expensive now looks moderate. Add a super choice or a bare bones one, and you create a calm center. The add-on does not need to sell. It just needs to frame the other options. Move the frame, and your sense of reasonable moves with it. In other words, it is a context effect. Your pick shifts when the menu changes, even if your needs have not changed at all. Classic econ says your preference should be stable. Real humans do not work that way. The set shapes the choice. So why is the middle such a powerful magnet for our minds? The core reason is a deep-seated instinct researchers call extremeness aversion. It's a fancy term for a simple truth. We get nervous at the edges. A choice that feels too cheap makes us worry it's shoddy, that it will break and we'll regret not spending a little more. But a choice that's too expensive feels wasteful, indulgent, and hard to justify. The extremes feel like a gamble. The middle, by contrast, feels like a safe harbor. It gives us a tidy, rational-sounding story we can tell ourselves and others. The story goes, I was sensible. I balanced the trade-offs. I didn't cheap out, but I didn't get ripped off either. That social comfort, the ease of defending our choice, is a huge, often invisible part of the decision. This isn't just a hunch. It's one of the most well-documented effects in decision science. It was first formally demonstrated in 1989 by a researcher named Tversky Simonson. In a series of classic experiments, he showed that just by adding a new, more expensive option to a set of 2, he could dramatically increase the number of people who chose the original, previously expensive option. It had now become the safe, sensible middle. Its market share sometimes jumped by double-digit percentages. A few years later, in 1993, Simonson teamed up with the legendary psychologist Amos Tversky. They confirmed the pattern across many categories and argued that this extremeness aversion is a powerful force that shows how our preferences are not fixed, but are instead shaped by the context of the choices we're given. That paper has been cited thousands of times because this little quirk shows up everywhere. Let's ground it in a store moment. You are torn between a camera for $600 and one for $850. The cheaper one is fine. The pricier one is better in low light. You are stuck. Then the salesperson pulls out a pro body for $1,500. You are not buying that monster. But now $850 feels safe. You are not cheaping out. You are not going wild. You buy it. Your needs did not change. The menu did. The new extreme made your target look like the calm center. Coffee shops play this with size. Add a comically huge cup at the end. Now large feels like the sensible middle in spirit. Phone storage is a classic too. 128, 256, 512. 256 feels just right, even if you do not need it. Airlines do this with fares. Basic looks risky. Flexible looks extravagant. Standard becomes the comfortable compromise. Software plan pages perfect the move. 3 neat tiers. The mid-tier gets a star. Tests often show the middle takes the largest slice. But this nudge isn't foolproof. It doesn't work on everyone all the time. The compromise effect is strongest when we are uncertain, when the trade-offs feel a bit fuzzy. If you're an expert, you're much less likely to be swayed. A professional photographer buying a new lens, for instance, isn't looking for the middle option. She knows the exact focal length and aperture she needs for her work. Her preferences are already fixed. The effect also weakens when we're held highly accountable for our choices. If your boss asks you to write a detailed report justifying every dollar spent on new software, you're more likely to ignore the most popular plan and do a cold, hard analysis of which features your team will actually use. And finally, the trick can backfire if the company gets too greedy. If the extreme option is so absurdly priced or comically oversized that it feels like an obvious manipulation, we notice the frame. Our guard goes up, and the intended middle option can suddenly feel suspect too. The art of the nudge is in making it feel natural. So, knowing all this, how do you make sure you're choosing, not just being steered? Your best defense happens before you even see the 3 little boxes. The goal is to walk into the choice with your own middle already defined by your actual needs, not the company's menu. First, ask yourself, what is the real job I'm hiring this product to do? Be specific, not just a new phone, but a phone with a great camera for daytime photos and a battery that lasts until I get home. Second, set a firm budget and a walk-away point. Know the absolute most you are willing to spend, and decide that if nothing meets your needs under that price, you'll simply close the tab and look elsewhere. This isn't about being cheap. It's about being intentional. When you define your own goalposts, the menu has to react to you, not the other way around. But what if you're already there, staring at the options, and you feel that familiar, comfortable pull toward the middle? You can run a few quick mental checks to break the spell. First, play a little game. Physically cover up the most extreme option with your hand. Now, with only 2 options left, which one would you pick? If your answer changes, you know you are being influenced by the frame, not just the options themselves. Second, be ruthless about value to you. Don't just look at the price. Look at the cost per gigabyte you'll actually use, or the cost per feature you can't live without. Ignore the shiny extras you'll never touch. Finally, be deeply skeptical of badges like most popular. Popular with who? For what purpose? A software plan that's popular with a 50-person enterprise team is probably not the most sensible choice for a solo freelancer. Their idea of a safe middle isn't your idea of a safe middle. One last angle. The middle is not a truth. It is a frame. Menus move it on purpose. When you see the setup, you get your power back. You can still pick medium. You just will not do it on autopilot. You will start to catch yourself this week. Coffee lines, storage choices, fare pages. You will feel your hand drift to the center. Then you will smile and check if it truly fits. That is the whole win. Choice, not reflex. By the way, if you enjoy getting one clear psychological idea fully explained, you're in the right place. That's all we do here at Headquirk. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. We keep it simple, smart, and useful. So here's the key takeaway. The middle isn't a fixed, true thing. It's a frame. And that frame is deliberately built to make you feel comfortable with a specific choice. Once you see the architecture of the choice, you get your power back. You can still pick medium, but you'll do it because it's the right choice for you, not because it was the easiest one to make on autopilot. Remember this simple cue. Move the middle, move the mind. If the ends stretch, pause and ask what changed. If the answer is, nothing in me, only the menu, that's your sign to trust your own plan. Thanks for spending some time with your head. Drop a like if this clicked for you, and I'll see you in the next video.